Joining me now from Washington, Fox News contributor Juan Williams. Juan, great to see you. Thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure, Governor. Thank you for having me. I'm glad that there's some place that I can call home.
Well, you certainly can. And, you know, this has been, I think, a crazy week in so many ways for you. You've certainly been given a lot of exposure this week on Fox News. I was trying to think, what can I ask you that you haven't been asked? What can you tell me that you haven't said? Where do we go there? You tell me first.
Well, you know, the thing about talking with you, Governor, is it's always been with me and you personal. It's been about family. And one of the things that really, in the midst of this storm that happened for me, was having to contact my children. And I found myself in those moments, you know, the rest of the time you got to be strong, you're involved in a fight. But when you talk to the kids, you know, you just want to make sure nobody's picking on them. Nobody's saying, you know, your dad's a bigot, your dad's crazy or something. You know, this woman, the head of NPR, suggested that I have a psychiatrist or something. And then, of course, they go off on this business about attempting to disparage my whole career as a journalist, that I'm not a good journalist, that I'm not reliable, I'm a loose cannon. All an attempt, I think, to undermine me. But when I reached out to the kids, worried that they might think, hey, Dad, you did something wrong, they were so terrific, Governor. And I said to them, you know, kids, I'm not trying, I hope I haven't done anything to embarrass you. And, Governor, they just came back and said, Dad, we love you. It meant so much to me.
Wow. You know, Juan, I think sometimes we forget that people that are seen on television like you, they know you in that professional capacity, but you're a father. You have a family, you know, and those are the things that you value most. But that's what I really wanted to talk about with you is the impact on you personally. When you laid your head on the pillow that first night after you had been given notice by telephone, not even in person, that you had been terminated from NPR, as you were trying to get to sleep that night, what was going through your head?
Well, this is an interesting thing because, Governor, we're 3 nights out now from it, and I haven't been sleeping. So it just keeps going on in my head because I don't quite get it. You know, what I said, if anybody missed it, is I said to Bill O'Reilly, you know, and Bill had been on The View and had gotten into a controversy in terms of saying, you know, that there were Muslims who attacked us on 9/11, Muslims who were trying to murder Americans. And he was rebuked for that, and people walked off the set. Subsequently, Bill and I are having a conversation on the O'Reilly Factor about it, and I said, Bill, look, when I'm in an airport and I see people dressed in Muslim garb who are first and foremost identifying themselves as Muslims, you know what? It makes me nervous. It causes me anxiety. There's a fear element for me. And I said, that's the feeling I have. Now, I didn't say I want to discriminate against these people. I didn't say they shouldn't be able to fly airplanes or they have to go through extra security. I said, Bill, this is the way I feel. And the result of that was that NPR said that I had crossed some journalistic line, that I was not in keeping with NPR values to have simply stated how I feel in that moment.
You know, Juan, I just want to tell you that I think that so many Americans, left and right and all across the political spectrum, feel like your kids do, that this was not something you did wrong. This is something wrong done to you. I want to thank you for the class that you have exhibited through this and the courage and the convictions that you've stood for. It's a pleasure and privilege for me to call you a friend and colleague. Thank you, and God bless you, and hang tough. We're proud of you.
Yeah, thanks, Governor. Thanks for having me on.